Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Europa Universalis 4, the Cossacks expansion. We're playing as the Oirat Horde, and growing very quickly. Turns out being a Horde is pretty awesome. The Oirat may have been a little strong, but you know what? That's great. Then our goal is just to paint more of the world slightly off-white. Timurids are having massive problems with rebels still. They've already lost Persia, and things are continuing to be a problem with them. Poor Timurids. Good for me. We are dealing with a few rebels of our own, but not too problematic. We're going to go ahead and de-siege Lhasa over here. And then we've got our Yutsang separatists, which are our rebels, are now sitting inside of Nepal. And they'll probably want to bounce back at some point. At which point they'll be killed by our dudes. Oh, our royal marriage. Interesting. Now they want to remarry. No, we'll keep an alliance with them because Ming's really the next target. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Speaking of, how's my relationships? They're all good, but we are missing one. We've got the ones with the Timurids, which was strategic for a while, but actually is bad, the fact that they're so broken up, because it would be nice to have some useful allies over there. How do you feeling, Kazan? Kazan might be willing to join in an alliance. Who do you hate? You hate the Golden Horde. That works out. Nogai the Golden Horde. You allied with Crimea. Nice buffer there. Doesn't help against the Ming. I'm not sure that we've got another good, like, alliance contender to help with the Ming, though. Nepal's not going to be relevant. You know what? Let's make friends with Kazan. We might get called into some weird stuff against Muscovy or something like that, but I don't think that'll hurt us. There we are. Yay! And hopefully they'll ask for a royal marriage. And there we go. Okay, still got a few more cores to start, although a few more cores are about to finish. There's the royal marriage. And we'll also send one of our free diplomats just to go and suck up to them to the max at some point. Okay, we got that. So they finished de-sieging that, and my stuff isn't siege. They'll probably want to swing back over here to re-siege some of these bits, and then we'll just sort of kill them on the defense, which is going to be nice. They might go through here. Changtang is one of their other targets, which is part of the reason I'm leaving some extra guys over here. But it wouldn't be too hard to reinforce. And improve relations with them. So we'll just get the full improved relations bonus. And tell you what, I'll go ahead and improve here as well. Do I need to leave a diplomat free? Maybe not right now, actually. Let's go and do that. These have already been improved in the past, so it's not going to be that long to go and cap them out. Oh, they are coming. Excellent. So let's do that. Rebels shouldn't change their mind about where to attack. They don't have that kind of behavior where they try to avoid fights. Rebels be crazy. Could probably go to speed 4. Sure. Alright. So we'll smash them. Excellent. What's the next rebellion looking like? Yarkin separatists, 1.3 years. Kazaki separatists. Okay, so that's all in the same neck of the woods. So let me go and move one stack first. Some of these we're going to want in the mountains. Oh, the unrest is pretty low in the mountainy bits. Oh, there's a mountain with real unrest. So what we don't want is we don't want rebels popping in the mountains and then us having to attack them into the mountains to take them out. So if we can start there, great. The alternative is I could have my guys sit out aside and, you know, over here and on low maintenance to save some money. Yay, cores. But there we go. All right. Oh, I lost a general. That was the turbo general as well, and we have slightly less. No, our army tradition's actually really good. Did I take the decision to increase army tradition at the expense of the tribes? I don't remember. I'm going to go ahead and roll a general now. We're unlikely to get too much more army tradition in the near future, and right now it's dropping pretty quickly. Let's go ahead. Is that sound effect for making a general? A lot of fanfare. I'm going to try one more. Well, he's clearly better. The question is, do we prefer the 2 shock? Well, right now shock is better. 2 shock over 1 shock. This guy does have an extra couple of fire, which isn't as relevant right now. I think we actually might do that. I think we're going to get rid of the 1 shock guy. Our whole army composition is based around that, so what the hell. There we are. But this guy's going to be great. It's nice to have faster siege. Now, there's not that many forts around here, but it's still, you know, still a nice thing. So we have a couple of dudes with a couple of points of shock. It's certainly a far cry from my original 5 shock king and my more recent 4-shock general. That was a really lucky roll because I had less army tradition than I do now. We got really lucky. I don't know. People can do the math and things about different stats. But the odds of us getting a 4 pip anything with an army tradition of like 30, which is when I rolled it, is gotta be very, very, very low. Like, I'm willing to bet well below 10%. But I don't know. The wiki has a pretty good breakdown of some of this stuff, so it may have the breakdown at certain things. But yeah, anyway. So we're just going to wait around. We do have some money, and we could go and build more forts. Ooh, I should be building some temples. That's what I should be doing. Now, it sucks that it's a little hard to see where the best spot for a temple are. Maybe none of these places is going to be a particularly valuable place to build a temple. There's so little tax money being pulled in here. Yeah, okay, no. Now, forts are good. Obviously, they give you some good defensive bonuses, which are always handy. Plus, they do give you the army tradition. Now, what I don't like to do is build forts in mountains, because what can happen is if someone goes and sieges it, you want to go and de-siege. You want to go, or not de-siege them, you want to go and attack their sieging army before they finish sieging your castle. But you don't want to attack into the mountains. These are highlands, which I guess is going to be as good as it gets. Maybe Dej over here might be a good candidate. Won't completely stop the Ming from running through it, but it'll be okay. Alright. Let's go and do that. And I may want to go and just save a little bit more money for mercs should something go. I don't want to go completely broke. Even though I would like... The sweet spot is if you have enough forts so that your fully maintained fort give you a full 1 tradition bonus. But it's a percentage of... It's based on how many provinces you have. And at this point, I'm gaining provinces so quick, I'm having a hard time keeping up with my fort production. But hey, that's a, good first world problem. Well, as a horde, I don't think I qualify as first world. By the way, do you guys know where the term first world, second world, third world? There is a second world, by the way, comes from. It has nothing to do with economic strength. First world countries were countries that were... This is Cold War stuff. First world countries were countries that were democratic. Second world were communist. And third world were everyone else. People who were sort of neutral, or they were the territory that could be competed over between the two. Obviously, that is a... Western world, democratic world, centric kind of way of naming things, but that's the origin of the term. Now we just use third world to mean, like, poor people, right? Poor countries. Countries with poor GDI. That was not the origin. Still, words change. Penultimately, you have to accept that. I know, I just made a whole bunch of people hurt, but that is the reality of things. Words are fluid. Language change. Language is dynamic. A dictionary doesn't tell you what a word should mean. A dictionary tells you what the word currently means. Which is why you'll go in there and you'll see some things and, like, this word can mean this. Or it can mean exactly the opposite. Because people use it in different ways. It's the start of a month. I'm going to go ahead and... leave a couple of dudes to re-siege it, just to say, but I'm going to go and chase right away. If it was later in the month, I might have waited for a tick. Of course, that would encourage the other guys to tick as well, but we should be able to properly squish them, yep. And take these guys out before they siege the fort, which is nice. And we'll just queue that up there. So again, a little bit more separatism in some of these provinces. It's nice when they spawn on a fort, because then you actually got time to smash them before they actually go and siege stuff. But there we have it. Okay, you guys, get yourselves over to wherever. There. Okay, won that. You're going to go there, because I'm going to take half the stack and move you over here as well. Okay, we can lose some money to smugglers, or we can get a penalty for 10 years to tax and trade. I don't know, like, I haven't done the math. I could go and find out which one is better. I'm going to assume that losing flat amounts up front will cause us to lose less money overall. We've got a decent bank account right now. We're not hurting for cash in the short term, so that's the one I'm going to go with. Just semi-arbitrarily, not doing the math. Math is hard. All right, you're in friendly territory. We are well below our force limit. And we do have the manpower. We don't have, like, the greatest of incomes, though. It's not bad. I'm just wondering if I should be extending my army or not, or in preparation for the war, just let the manpower go up. I mean, I'm going to have less of an upfront army if I don't go up to my force limit, but I'm still going to have ultimately the same number of soldiers. Ooh, Korchin Separatists. Wouldn't necessarily mind that. Although if I do declare war on Ming, I'm going to want to call in Jianzhou over here. What's our favor looking like? Pretty good. Pretty good. We should hopefully be able to convince them to come in here. We might have to promise them a bit of land, which would be okay. I mean, that would mean us taking less land. We're not going to compete over the same provinces. There's lots of provinces in Ming. What the downside is simply that there's a limited amount of peace score to go around, right? And that's all there is to it. All right, let's group our people together, but not in the same provinces. Do I want to lower maintenance? I think I can. How's the... Well, no, we're going to get another rebellion soon. Where? Yarkan Separatists. Oh, I shouldn't leave this area. Talus. Talus. You. Go stand over there. That's the only one that had unrest. How close are you, though? Oh, it doesn't actually tell you there. That's really annoying. 1.4 years. We actually might be able to stop them from popping, which might be handy. Or at the very least, block the one spot they're likely to pop from. And therefore stop them from ever initiating a siege, which would be nice. Because it would be nice to stop this cycle of separatism. Now, they're not re-sieging everywhere, so they're not giving me 10 years of separatism literally in every single place. You know, I bet you humanism is going to be a great pick for these guys. If I keep expanding, it's going to make it a lot easier. Reduces separatism, right? If you look, ideas, over here. If you look at humanism, increased religious unity is nice until we, convert things over. It's really handy. Less national unrest. Excellent. More stability, more tolerance of heretics. That's okay. Again, if you're not worried about converting things as quickly, or that's a problem. But this is the one that's really important. 10 years less of separatism, that's huge. And this one's really good too. Accepted culture threshold is 50% lower. It's going to make it a lot easier for cultures to become accepted, which means that they will be less rebellious and will give us more manpower and taxes and all those things. Now I don't have to worry about culture conversion, which is something I could be doing. If I'm not rushing up the tech tree, because my tech is so much more expensive, I could consider doing some cultural conversions, especially for people who will never become an accepted culture. The earlier you do it, the better the investment, right? Okay, now, can I find out cultural map mode? Is it over here? Do I ever think I'll have enough? Some of this is wasteland. Yeah, some of it's going to be there. I might conceivably have enough for it to not become an accepted culture. That is one of the things. If you start converting these guys, you're going to have to make sure to convert all of them, because you're obviously making them smaller and smaller the whole time. Can I change what culture? Oh, neat. I actually think it's going to be a great idea. We're going to convert the Buryat people away. There you go. They're cheap because there's not a whole lot of tax development. On the other hand, because there's not a lot of tax development, it may not be the highest priority to take care of. But it's early enough in the game. I've got the Diplo points. I'm not looking to tech up that aggressively, so that's fine. Horde Unity did drop a little. Do I have anything I haven't started coring yet? No. Although, Argon, well, I've already invested the points. If I do this... Nah, let's not do that. Next war, we'll raise a bunch of stuff. It's going to be fine. Okay, we are literally 0 overextended, which is a nice thing to see. Dominance of the tribes. If the tribe influence gets above 80%. Scary. Talus right now still has some unrest because we don't have a big army. Not big enough to get rid of it completely. How come I have 3 buildings here? Its development is only 6. I don't know. Naive relative. Execute him, lose 10 prestige. Or, oh, I don't care about spy defense. Come on. Who cares about that? People want to spy on me? Fine, they'll find out exactly how powerful I am. Speaking of power, military, armies, Ming, what you packing? You have 54,000 active troops. So they have twice as many troops, twice as much manpower currently. Plus they have good allies. They might be planning an attack. Or they might just be worried about rebels. Huh. Maybe an offensive move against the Ming would be sketchy. There are some great mountains here for us to just run into and hope we get attacked there. Sort of the Austrian Alp strategy, right? You sit in the mountains with reinforcements nearby, you wait for the AI to decide to attack you, and then you smoosh them. Uzbeks declare on the Nogai, alright. which I didn't actually make friends with. It's Kazan. Timurids, how you doing? Looks like you've restabilized. That's great. Let's make sure to improve our relations to the max. How many favors we got? Only 11, but we might be able to call you in against the Ming. We'll see how it goes. We'll keep sucking up a wee bit more and do what we can. Ideally, we'd like their favors to be up to 20, because I can do step 1, prepare for war. They'll increase their army maintenance, they won't start a war, and it also gives them an increased willingness to join in offensive wars, and then we can spend the other 10 favor maybe to convince them to do that, and or offer them some land. Whatever we have to do. Now, if like a giant 20 stack spawns here, it might be a little bit rough. We do get the 25% shock bonus, but we don't actually get anything mountainous. Some Kazaki guys. I think I should probably swing over this way. Actually, stand in the mountains just in case. Although there's no unrest in either one of these places, so rebels will not spawn there. Manpower is going up, which is fine. I wonder if I can get a manpower advisor. No, morale. Because it would be nice. Do we want anything else? We don't need Diplo rep. Stability cost, no. The prestige generator wouldn't be terrible, and we could use some more admin. Anyway, let's take the prestige generator. That's okay. Or the prestige offsetter. Actually, we are going to grow. Nice. We finished that castle. Actually, I might go ahead and buy another one. And I'm tempted to reduce inflation now so I don't forget it later. But I'll sort of be wasting a little bit in min. On the other hand, we get the inflation down sooner, which means we save a little bit of cash. I don't know. Do I want to build some more forts over here? I don't know. Where do I want to build another fort? So is the other side. I don't necessarily want forts side by side. Maybe one in the bottleneck over here? Or here. There we go. Between wasteland and stuff like that, they'll be forced to worry about this, and it's not a mountain, which means we can counterattack there quite easily if they have an army there that is trying to besiege things. I think that's actually pretty good. Okay, let's go back up to speed 4. Religious zeal has expired. Alright, that's fine. And speaking of, we got another conversion. Ooh, conversions are slow. Right, because we don't have... Alright, we'd be over here. We don't have a converter dude. That is pretty harsh. We'll do that. Oh, did I want to go and declare war for... We're going to wait until these rebellions pop, but then we might want to go and just grab Chara. It's only going to be a couple of provinces left in Korchin. No alliances? Nope. And, that's not our truce, right? Although, ooh, Zhangzhou might go and finish them off. But it'll give us the 10% more manpower recovery mission, which would be awfully nice to do. Oh, way up there! That's a wee bit annoying. At least it's flat, but we will have to merge up our armies and take that stack out. I mean, we may not actually have to merge them up, but it'll be better. Oh, there we go. Hold on. Hold on. Whoa, 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 whoa. Alright, we'll initiate with these guys. Certainly going to be underpowered. Do you have the better general? There we go. That's the better general. So you can get the other one. But I'm going to try to stop them from actually starting the... from sieging this. Okay, we got there just in time. We might lose it. Oh, Kazan is... It's a defensive war, so of course I'll accept. Okay, we didn't lose, and the reinforcements came on time. I don't think we would have lost, but it would have been pretty close. Okay, that's really good, because that means we didn't actually... Let's all eat the archers. We didn't actually get the 10 years of separatism over there, which is lovely. So who am I at war with? Just the Golden Horde right now? There might be some other calls. Because this was my defensive call, which go out first. Offensive calls. No, that might be all. I don't know how we're going to get there. Nogai will probably give us access. Uzbeks won't. Oh, the Nogai are doing well against the Uzbeks, actually. I still have a truce, right? Yeah. There's a lot of them. We're mostly properly stacked. They got a 0-2 step, so I'll get my 25% shock bonus. So we should be okay. Should. There we go. Slightly stronger start, and then it snowballs a little bit. Although, you know, it certainly costs us some dudes. Okay. We're going to split you up. We're going to do that. We'll assign the other leader. Okay, no more uprisings right now, just because the recent uprising thing has gone. But we are going to go ahead and build, I don't know, let's say a tenor of cavalry. Now, some of our numbers are low because they just have to be reinforced, but we really could use a little bit more force limit. So, I think the Golden Horde, I mean, they have a good stack there. Oh, and they've got some more there. I should really talk to Nogai, see if we can get in here. We can get an alliance with them, which would be interesting. I think that would be too many alliances in this area, though. So I'm just going to wait for my army to tick up a bit, and I might go and help. Why would I even get involved? Honestly, I don't care. So they're going to go and smash them. Oh, hey. Well, I don't care about the Uzbeks. Nice to get a boost with the Timurids. Alright, we control that. Good. So what we'd be talking about is moving down to be adjacent to the Timurids, where we should be able to walk through. No, do we have to ask for... I guess because we're not in a battle, in a war together, we don't actually have access. So I'd have to ask them. But that wouldn't take up another relationship slot, so that would be okay. I could help them some of their rebel problems, which may be a good idea, actually. Again, at some point I probably want to take out the Timurids, but short term I'm more excited about going after the Ming. So helping them out by taking care of some of their rebels wouldn't be so bad. Cultural unrest, we can get a bunch of local unrest. I don't like the autonomy. We'll take the unrest and less local manpower, which isn't a huge problem. Yeah, we're definitely spending a lot more money now in our military, right? Oh, there we go. Reduced inflation. Boom. A lot of money on the military. Of course, cavalry is quite expensive, especially since I'm not taking advantage of the estate bonus right now, which maybe I coulda. That would have cost me army tradition, which is also good. It's an interesting balance of these estates. Oh, yes, we are going to want that. That's 20 years of +1 prestige. Prestige is really nice. Let's give you a variety of decent bonuses. We don't have any diplomats working right now, and I think that's okay. You guys stay home. You guys... So we got access rights over there. No guy. Let's do that. That's actually going to put us over our limit temporarily, but that's alright. Let's go and smash the rebels and de-siege their stuff over here, which will make them quite happy. Back from no guy. So we asked for access maybe a little sooner than we needed to, so we might lose an extra diplo point or two from being above our relationship limit, but hardly a problem. This Lithuania, not the Commonwealth, which didn't happen this time, is going to go and eat Crimea. I guess if we can contribute to the war score, we could get money out of this too, which is nice. Because if in a peace deal, we'll get prestige and gold based on our contribution to the war score, which is a nice new change. Okay, so we've converted a bit. So we're looking to convert away all the Buryat. Oh, these are really quite a bit more expensive. They have more tax base. But I'm going to do that. It's a good investment for the future. You go there. We don't need the Diplo tech yet, so that's a good way for us to spend a little bit of Diplo power. We're going to keep the Mongol one. I suspect we might be able to get them to be accepted properly at some point. And they're certainly not, like, completely unaccepted. They're a secondary culture, right? Something like that? Or they're part of the greater group? Yeah, so they're part of our cultural group, even though they're not a primary accepted culture. We detach a siege over here. We get attrition the whole way over here, which wouldn't be ideal. Let's just go, like, grab a fort. It'd be fun times. You know what? Screw it. Never mind. I don't have the money. I don't have the manpower. I'll lose more to attrition than anything else. Thanks, bro, but no thanks. Let them fight their own war. We will do this, though, because that's... Oh, and there's more. Smash more rebels. So if we look... Liberated our provinces. 25. I don't think it'll stack. I think it'll just reset the timer over here. I don't know. Maybe liberating more provinces will help, but I don't think so. So we're going to take a few more casualties over here. With their manpower so low, I'm actually going to go and do a consolidate on this army here. There we are. Any attrition over here? Is it because of the stack limit? Or literally because I'm sieging? Okay, it's just the stack limit. I say that should be all there is to it. Bunch of recent uprisings have just ended. Oh, there's an actual fort there. So there could be some actual unrest, although... No, it's not too bad, actually. So we're just going to let things accrue, and then I'll probably bring down the maintenance. Oh, really? These are all forts. Wow. Color me impressed. So how much money are we losing right now? Not a tremendous amount. It's probably safe for me to drop my army maintenance. We'll still be able to siege things out just fine. Technically, the army maintenance is down in a war, but that's okay. So our Ming plans are still being a little bit delayed. But you know what? Ming would just mean taking a bunch of territory. And again, the manpower. And it would be nice to tech up. It probably is worth just spending, you know, 25, 50 years at rest. Although the Horde unity will keep dropping. We do actually need to go and grab some more territory so that we can raise it. I actually should have raised some last time I took some territory. Oh, I'm going to go and grab Chara. That's right. Let me go and desiege this for my buddy. Military tech. Yes, absolutely. More military tactics. More infantry fire, which is nice. More infantry shock, which is nice. And the barracks, which we are going to love to build. Love, love, love to build. Earlier you build them, just the more time you get to spend taking advantage of them, which is great. Alright, you guys go ahead and you can move next to Korchin. We'll probably want a few more dudes right over there so that we can just ninja stomp their army on turn 1 of the war, which we've talked about before, and then Janju over here beat me to it. We got to make sure to grab Chara because we do have the mission for it. I'm going to detach like minimal amounts over here and detach some more and send them over here, which is going to be overkill because I don't think there's going to be anything standing there, but that's okay. Just get a handful of dudes in position. So what I'll do is split you in half. There we go. And send the rest over here. So that'll be sufficient to take out Korchin, whatever. I don't know. Oh, you're split up. And is this... Oh, that's also Timurids. Timurid, Iraq, Arabi. Is that exclave. Alright, cleared out Kabul. You're very welcome. So do they stack? Probably not. No. Caps at 25, so there's really no extra stuff there, but what the hell. We'll help the Timurids. Again, they're our allies. We're hoping they stay in a nice, strong position overall. You know, if these Korchin separatists actually won and expanded Korchin, that would actually be really good for me in my upcoming war because there's more territory I could grab. Janju would probably be a little pissed at me, though, because I would be possessing some of their cores. Our Horde unity is already dropping too fast. I'm going to have to do that. Inflation is there. Yeah, again, I want the admin power. Okay, clearly we're going to raise the crap out of both provinces. And the Horde unity that you get is based out of how much damage you do, because I don't think it's fixed. I think it's based on the development of the province. Or the money you steal. One way or another. So we're going to do each one. And they're not nothing provinces, so that's something. Well, hey, we'll be lowering the cost of the core by raising them, which is good. So that will be next time. Next time, we're going to go and declare war on Korchin and hopefully increase our Horde unity by doing that. And, my god, these separatists, that would be really funny if it happened. Maybe we won't end the war right away. Maybe we'll hold on to it and see if any more territory flips to them. Could happen. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye.